CEO of the Merrill Foundation.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, everyone. And on behalf of the boards and the staff of the Merrill Foundation and our partner, the National Merrill Donor Program, I'd like to add my thanks to Jeff for your presence this evening. This means a great deal to us that you are here supporting the work of the Jeff Gordon Foundation. For the past 5 years, we've had the pleasure of working with Jeff on the kinds of events that many of you have experienced today with the Go-Kart Challenge, as well as this evening with Jeff Gordon. As Jeff said, the funds that are raised this evening will help to add people to the registry so that more people will have transplants. You may know that our National Registry of Unrelated Marrow Donors now has nearly 6 million volunteers. And we have 45,000 cord blood units that are also listed on the registry. But that is still not enough to help every patient who's searching for a match. So your funds will help us increase the odds for patients to have a successful transplant. And these funds also will help the patients that are going through the process. As Jeff mentioned, they're uninsured transplant-related costs, and the funds that we're raising tonight will help the families of the patients and the patients get through that very difficult and challenging post-transplant period. Your funds will also help the victims of Katrina. Jeff mentioned that there are a number of people who were in the registry. Actually, there are 30,000 donors from the Gulf Coast area listed in our national registry. They're simply not available to patients now. We've had to code them as temporarily unavailable because if a patient were to find one of those individuals as a match, we'd have no way of locating that individual. So we're trying to replenish the 30,000 until we can get those back online. The funds that we're raising this evening will also help victims of Katrina who are patients and transplant recipients. In New Orleans alone, there were 3 transplant centers. All the patients treated there now have had to go elsewhere. And so that means additional costs that they've incurred. They go beyond just paying for the transplant, but the costs of their caregivers living elsewhere. And any delay in treatment means that it would diminish the chance that someone would have a successful transplant. So we're very grateful for your support, especially the funds that will go to help the victims of Katrina. Now, you may be pleased to know that what you contribute tonight will be matched by a challenge grant that the Merrill Foundation received from the Star Foundation of New York. And this challenge grant means that for every contribution that is given, there'll be a 2-to-1 match for that. So for example, if you were to give us $1, we would add 50 cents. If you were to give us $100, we'd add $50. If you were to give us $1,000, we'd add $500. And if you were to give us $1 million, $500,000 going to help all the patients who need the support. Now finally, let me thank Jeff Gordon and the Jeff Gordon Foundation for all he has done to help us. Mike mentioned Jeff's many, many professional accomplishments. We could reel off the numbers of 4-time champion and so on. But what you may not know is that Jeff gives generously of a very valuable resource, and that is his time. He takes time to visit children in hospitals. He takes time to educate members of Congress about the work of the National Marrow Donor Program and the Merrill Foundation. He takes time to help build one of the houses that will be a new home for a Katrina victim on the Gulf Coast. And he takes time like this to be with us for the Go-Kart Challenge and an evening right in the middle of race week that he's done for the last 5 years, given us his time. And Jeff, we thank you for that most precious gift of your time, and we salute you.
Well, how about our auctioneer here, our assistant auctioneer, exactly. You know, last year, how many people were here last year? You remember I called Felix, and he paid $10,000 for Jeff to eat lunch with 20 kids. So we called him again. He said, I never got the lunch from last year, so we got, that's my fault. That's my fault. So I took the blame. So So anyway.
'Cause I was ready to have lunch with 25 kids. This is a good one, Jill. I just, on behalf of Jeff Gordon Foundation and the Hendrick Merrill Program, $252,825. The check's a lot smaller than the number. With the Star Grant, it's going to be $380,000. So, wow. Holy cow. Okay. Here's your check there, boss. I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you guys so much for what you do.
I remember, just like it was yesterday, on November the 18th, 96, that the doctor sat across from me and said, probably less than 3 years. And we go to Daytona and we put the 1-800-MARA-2 in Jeff's car and all the cars, and we run 1, 2, 3 at Daytona. I mean, that's a pretty awesome deal. The phone lines were jammed, and it happened. And Jeff, you are a class act. You have changed the face of NASCAR. You've got an unbelievable heart, and you do so many things for other people. And I just wish the world knew how, everybody knows you're one of the greatest race car drivers of all time, but they should really get to know your heart. You're a heck of a guy, and thank you for all you do for so many.
Thank you very much. I learned from the best. This guy has made a huge impact on my life in so many ways. So thank you, Rick, for really getting this whole thing started. And as far as I'm concerned, my awareness came through Rick, and we wouldn't be here tonight. The Jeff Gordon Foundation may not have even been started if it weren't for the Bone Marrow Foundation, the Hendrick Merrill Program. The only thing that I want to say before we go, if you've not been typed, if you're not in the registry, please go out and get yourself typed and get in the registry. If you have friends that aren't in the registry, tell them about this evening and go out and ask them to be in the registry as well. That's how we're going to make a difference. So you guys have already made a huge impact. Have a great evening. Thank you so much, and we'll do it all again next year. Okay? Thank you.